good day, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Not a bad day in the woodlot. Kind of cool. Bugs don't seem to be too bad.
Maybe not for you. They're around me.
Oh, good. Glad you came out.
Thanks.
Today is what I would call a skill testing question or challenge. We have a white birch with a hung up uprooted fir in his upper canopy, and this is just something that's for fun. Like I say, it's skill testing. Regular old forestry stuff is kind of boring. This is the extra joy I get out of the woodlot by trying to see if I can do what I want to do with this situation, which is basically have both trees come basically right towards where we are together, ideally. And of course, that is not going to be easy because they are definitely intertwined up there. And so not only does the white birch have to be notched in this direction, but that fir has to get notched, and I'm still not convinced of what sequence will trigger the two of them to fall ideally together. So we'll play it by ear and see. Anyhow, it's what I find kind of gets the adrenaline moving a bit, and when you start to think how fast you're going to have to run for it if things don't work out. And it just, like I say, it's challenge day. Before being nicely interrupted, I was working just over here. Smaller white birch that Ralphie and I just skidded. I had to cut them basically in half. Ralphie couldn't handle quite the full load. So anyhow, started bucking up some of him and just cleaning up in general. But I've been amazed at how many trees I've been managing to harvest out in this area.
One little spot.
Yeah. Now this stand is quite heavy in white birch though, and so. But it's good because we're freeing up, the better trees to grow.
And I like white birch for the fire.
But just to be absolutely clearly honest, this white birch and fir combination, anybody with simple sense would probably say, the heck with it and walk away, because bringing it down adds virtually nothing to improving the woodlot. Like the significance of bringing this down.
Other than a birch for firewood.
It's no doubt that there's firewood, and the fir can also be firewood.
For us, yep.
So there's that benefit, but in terms of are we freeing up a valuable species? Nope, this is strictly for fun.
So there is a small fir. That needs to come down first. Uh-oh. Whoops.
Hope on that.
That wasn't in the plan.
Gee, I don't know what grabbed it, because it was snug. I sharpened it and everything before coming out.
So the small fir is kind of in front of the,
I don't know if you want to capture some of
there's a birch and the leaning fir. So Michael wants to knock it down, send it off toward the left so it's not going to be in the way that the other two might get hung up in it. So what happened there, Michael?
Well, that's a good question. Something obviously caught the chain and just pulled it out far enough that it came off
Came right off.
the bar. Particularly if you're doing small green stuff that has lots of flexibility in it, like almost like cutting in alders and that, there can be a lot of grabbing and your chain is not snug. Well, and I've seen it happen even when it was snug, because this chain was not slack when I sharpened this saw an hour and a half ago. So just while we're in here, we'll
Might as well
clean
clean it
out
up
some
a bit.
of the buildup of the sawdust residue and yeah, so what would have exactly caused this? It's hard to tell, because I was just cutting into that fur. I'm sure there are many different opinions on what the proper tension for a chain. The bulk of the information I've got is that it should not be hanging down from the bar. In fact, I think Echo has specifically said is kind of as tight as you can get it and still have it move freely with your hand. That's about the end of it. All right, onward.
Back to work. Very nice. Michael's heading up the slope. He's going to grab a couple wedges from Ralph before he gets started here. Michael's just going to clear a bit of the junk out of the way around the base of the tree so that if things don't go well, he has a easy escape route. So that's the fir that's cut up at the top.
the
So you're cutting the birch first or the fir first, or?
birch.
So you're cutting the birch first.
I know, it's a question of who's pushing who the worst.
Right.
Anyhow, if you see anything happening, yell. You shouldn't.
Will you be able to hear me?
Probably not.
Right. Okay, there's a wedge going in. A little more. It's going. Michael! Michael! It's going. It shifted. And the fur shifted too.
Yeah, I can say it's shifted. Perfect. Maybe.
Well, it hasn't fallen on your head. I think I saw it move a little. There. Almost.
Dang, I think I left my hammer up there.
You abandoned your hammer? Don't walk underneath that. You can't just kick it with your boot.
All the hinges should.
Yeah, should.
That's right.
Well, it's not windy. Grab and go. There it goes. Whoop. Thought it was going to go. Birch is still holding it up, I think. Yeah, very close. Can't be much holding it there.
Let it sit here for a day and let the wind blow it over.
Glad he decided not to tackle the birch. All right, looks close to going. I think you're close. It's creaking and cracking. I can hear him cracking.
Couple of little threads left.
Ah, there you go. Took a while.
Well, thanks for watching, folks. Probably your heart's just at a very normal pace. Mine is still a little pitter-patter. But it's kind of like getting an electroshock when you're old, right? It just reboots you.
There are those who will say you're totally nuts, dear.
To feel young again.
A little bit of risk in your life.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, because it was really totally
It was
unnecessary.
looking a little dicey there.
Yeah, but I mean, the reality is the majority of trees in our current Acadian forest, Wabanaki forest, are so pitifully small compared to the original forest that really the danger of really serious injury is not all that great. You do have to be careful with any falling situation that you don't have a big dead limb up there, because if that drops 40 feet
On your head.
and even with a hard hat on, that could be life altering. But a tree that's simply falling over and lands on you, it could be painful for sure.
And some broken bones.
Well, again, it depends on where and how and a whole lot of other factors. But really, I don't think the danger is particularly great. But you do have to be careful. Like the tree, the white birch was obviously hinged to fall in a single direction. The hinge was quite healthy, which is, of course, what probably kept it up there as long as it stood. But again, what you don't want is that hinge to actually break, accidentally going in the wrong direction, because that changes the whole dynamics of where you're going to have to run.
Which is why I try and stand behind a large-sized tree just in case.
Exactly. Yes. That's perfect shelter. Anyhow, we'll probably see if we can do something with this big red maple for our next video. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching. And be safe out there. Don't do what you see.
Yeah, don't do what Michael does.
No, definitely don't.
Catch you later, guys.